What's up? Welcome back to Haptic Feedback. The hiatus is finally over. We're back. Special guest today, TaylorTooWavey.
Oh gosh.
You maybe have seen from Dead or Alive. You should have, because it's a great show.
Thank you.
For sure. How you doing today, first off?
I'm great. It's raining, but I'm in a good mood. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of those people who hates the rain, so.
Really? It just makes me really tired. Like, I feel like I slept a lot today when I should have been more productive, but.
It's necessary sometimes, you know?
That's true.
So, full disclaimer, and I don't know if I told you the full extent of this, but I know I alluded to it when I reached out to you to get you to come do this.
Yeah.
But literally, I was sitting around after my first season of podcasting, and I was like, I need to improve this show, you know? It's not hitting. So I tuned into all my favorite things, you know, your show, Hot Ones, a couple of sports talk shows, and I was like, dang, I need to make something like that, but not that. And so I just want to, you know, thank you for helping inspire this new thing. No, for real, because it's like, as much as interviewing artists is cool and it's its own thing that's like really fun and enjoyable, I think it's one of those things where that secondary element of having people come on and talk about, you know, those people that they want to meet that are alive, it just brings something else where now the show isn't dependent on how much they want to see that individual person necessarily. Sometimes it's just they're interested in hearing what different people say. And so, yeah. So thank you.
Oh,
you know, you put me in a good spot.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's so kind. Please.
And so, you know, just as I got inspired by your show, I'm sure you got inspired by something else. So, you know, what kind of led you to create this show in the first place?
Oh my gosh. A lot of things, really. During the pandemic, I think I had never been like somebody who was like on YouTube or anything, who even watches YouTube videos. Like, I would watch music videos, but not so much like vlogs or podcasts and stuff like that. So during the pandemic, I started watching like a lot of podcasts. Like, I love watching the visual of the podcast rather than like listening to it. So I would do that a lot, and I was like, okay, this is a good idea, which I'm sure a bunch of people did during the pandemic. Like, this is a great idea. But I was like, I don't want to just do it where it's like I bring people on and then we just like talk about stuff and then, okay, you go home. I was like, I have to do something different. So I typed this like idea in my phone. I was like, okay, podcast. I type a bunch of random stuff in my phone, like every day. Whenever I think of them, it's like phone note. So yeah, I did that, and then one day I was like talking to one of my friends. We were like working out, and I think we were listening to like Ariana Grande or something like. And I was like, damn, I would really like meet Ariana Grande. Like, I really want to know what she's like, even as random as that is. I love pop music, but I was like, I wonder what she's like. And I was like, so if you could meet anybody like who was dead or alive, like who would you meet or something? And I was like, damn, that's a good idea. And I typed it in my phone. And I was like, I started asking my friends. I was like, would this be like a good idea for a show? And they're like, hell yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, that shout out Ariana Grande, man.
I fucking love Ariana Grande.
The light bulb strikes, you know, in random times, and so that's cool that it wasn't, you know, necessarily directly related to something, but just you living your life and being willing to jot down your notes and double back to it. Because a lot of people, including myself, will write stuff down, and actually when I go through and like clear them,
what the hell is this?
I'm like, this isn't even a full thought. Like, what are you talking about?
Hey, you know.
So,
I feel that.
No, that's pretty cool. And so, did you have any, you know, honorable mention show ideas that you were like, almost, but nah, this ain't better than the other idea?
I had something. I can't even think of what it was now. Oh my gosh. I probably deleted that note too. I'm telling you, I probably have like thousands and thousands of notes in my phone. There was another, what was it? I can't even think of what it was. Because I really was just like going through life like, okay, this would be a good idea for a show. This would be a good idea for a show. And I think eventually I was like, okay, this makes no sense. Like, delete. I can't think of what it was. If I remember, I'll let you know.
No, for sure. That makes sense. And so you're in the middle of your own season right now, releasing episodes pretty steadily, you know, little space in between, but not too much space. I think you keep us on our toes, but also, you know, I'm pretty satisfied with your output.
Thank you.
And so you've had some of my favorite people come through this season. David the Tragic, Kapani, Shamba, Anwar was a good one.
Love Anwar.
And so which episode this season were you most looking forward to beforehand? Because maybe you were interested in sitting down with this particular person, or it was somebody you hadn't gotten a chance to interact with as much and, you know, your day-to-day interactions moving about the scene and stuff?
Oh, that's a hard one because most people that are on there are like people that I have known or just know in passing or I've talked to a lot or XYZ. A lot of them are my friends. I'm trying to think because a few haven't come out yet. I would say Cleo is somebody I went to for a very long time. Cleo's, well, by the time this comes out, I'm sure Cleo's episode will be out because it comes out like tomorrow. But yeah, Cleo is a good one. I love Cleo. She's so talented. And she's so fucking hard work. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you curse. I'll be forgetting not to tell people.
No. I don't know if you watch one of mine, it's like beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, no, demonetize me. I want all the curse words.
But yeah, Cleo was a very good one. I'm trying to think. I mean, I love everybody. I don't want to like pick and choose. I think the track team and surf one was so funny.
That was hilarious. That was probably the record for beeps in the episode.
That was just like chaotic for like a whole hour and a half of recording. It was just like chaos.
No, that was hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know. I look forward to everybody that I have on. Everybody's so cool, so it's just cool learning more about, all these creative people and, people that they're inspired by. I love it.
Did you have anyone who gave a person that you were like, there's no way that's your actual answer? Like, I don't believe you. That was so strange.
Oh my God. I don't know. Everybody says it's so bad. I feel like after I record them, I kind of forget who everybody says besides Beyonce.
That's a pretty good answer.
For the record, I just want to say this here. I do not hate Beyonce, so I know I react a certain kind of way every single time somebody says Beyonce. I love Beyonce.
Yeah, it's just the redundancy.
I'm just like, because I tell people verbatim, I'm like, do not say this when you get here, because I'm like, I know you're going to say it. And then they do it every time, and I'm like, you trying to piss me off now? But no, I'm trying to think of what was a good answer. I don't know. I really like when people say, like, somebody said like their great like grandparent or something like that. I can't remember who said that. I think 2 people have said that. I don't know. There's a lot of random ones though too that I don't know of. So then when they tell me, I'm like, oh, I gotta look this person up and see who it is.
Oh yeah, just something kind of like uniquely personal. Like your great grandparents is something you couldn't possibly predict.
Like what? And I'm like, whoa, that's a good ass answer. Like no, people say like the best things. I'm like, y'all are so creative.
So how far into you filming did you have to implement your no Beyonce, no Michael Jackson rule?
Oh my God. Okay, I don't really care. Well, Michael Jackson now, people don't really say Michael Jackson that much anymore. So when they do, I don't really care. I know. Probably because I keep yelling at everybody. But probably, who did I do first? I don't know, because even the way that they come out is not like the order in which they're recorded.
Right.
So I don't know. It'll be like I'll record like 3 in a day, and all 3 of those people will say Beyonce, and then after I leave there, I'm like, okay, we're gonna cut this shit out. Or I try and mix up the episodes a lot, so it's like everybody isn't saying the same thing.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm trying to think who said it first. It might have been Clue who said it first. It might have been Jay. Who else? I don't know. Probably good into like 10 episodes. I was like, all right, yo,
cut it out.
Enough is enough. We have to stop.
No, that's cool. And so, this is the first episode that will come out. I've done a few now, but like you said, they also don't come out in order. It had to be you first since you inspired it. I was very adamant about that being the case. So, just to give you all the viewers a quick rundown of how the show will proceed today and going forward, these artists are here to talk about themselves because I enjoy their content and I want you to enjoy it as well. And then secondarily, we're here to rank the albums in the discography of an artist of their choosing. Now, full disclosure, sometimes I'll be super familiar with the artist, sometimes I'll be not so much, but I always research them and look them up for these, interviews. And this one in particular, I was familiar with Kalani's work from a point on and not before. So I had to go figure it out, and it was fun, I had some good moments. So before I get into, mine, do you want to share your bottom 3? So 6, 5, and 4.
Okay. I'm nervous. Oh my God. I feel so honored to be the first person to do this.
Actually, before you share, why did you pick her in the first place?
Oh my God. I love Kalani. I'm like a super, I feel like anybody who knows me is around me. I don't know, in college, my freshman year, somebody was like, you should listen to, what song was it? I know it wasn't The Way. I think it was just You Should Be Here in general. And I was like, damn, this like has hit my heart right now. I was like, I love this a lot. And so I do this thing like, when I find an artist, I do like these random deep dives into like their lives and blah, blah, blah. And I found out about like her being on America's Got Talent or whatever she was on. Was it, or the X Factor? Either or.
One of those things.
And like Nick Cannon basically like taking her in when she was homeless and all this shit and just like learning all this stuff about her. And I was like, damn, she's so fucking cool. Like, and she can sing so well. So that's why I picked Kalani. She's one of my favorite artists ever.
Wonderful. Okay, so go ahead and give us
All right.
6, 5, and 4.
Okay, I feel bad that I put this as number 6, but it is the first thing that came out. It's Cloud 19. I never really liked, I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't something that I like go back to all the time and listen to, but I mean, I still would listen to it to this day and be like,
right,
I fuck with this. Number 5, I put Sweet Sexy Savage.
Interesting placement.
I know. I love Sweet Sexy Savage, honestly. It's very long, but also it's, I don't know. I'm trying to describe it in a way that's like not saying it because it's not bad.
Right. Yeah, you're comparing them to the rest of them, so it's never bad because you picked her out of a sea of people, so obviously you think her music's good. But yeah, you definitely, there's some things that you dislike about it that would make it lower, and I don't think that's necessarily a...
Yeah, I think it's... Whenever I think of that album, I always think of one of the songs called Too Much, and the chorus is just like, too much, 3 much, 4 much. I was like, who wrote this, and what did y'all do to this? Like, we could have, I'm sorry, that was me. We could have made the chorus a little bit better. But I still listen to it all the time, and I listen to that song all the time, and I'm like, even as I think it's silly, I'm like, I still very much so enjoy it. So,
right.
I don't know. That's my number 5. My phone keeps walking.
No, it's all good.
What's number 4? Oh, number 4 is You Should Be Here.
Okay. All right. We've got some overlap.
Okay.
We've got some overlap. So I have Cloud 19 at 6 as well.
Okay.
I for similar reasons. It's the first one. It showed a lot of raw potential, unrefined. It was cool. You got to get introduced to this new artist, and it kind of put me in the same headspace of like 10 Day for Chance the Rapper, where it's like, this isn't a good project objectively to me. Like, it's not that it's bad, but it's fine. It's like, okay, I see that there's something there, and I can see why that would be like a nice ground level for someone to like build up on, and I like to see artists progress over time.
Facts. And I have a question. This is not related to Kalani. Do you think The Big Day is better than 10 Day?
I've never been asked.
No. I just need to know.
Respectfully, because Chance the Rapper's Acid Rap is one of my favorite projects of my entire life. I can't ever listen to The Big Day again.
Okay, good. Thank you.
That's what I just had to know. I can still nostalgically listen to 10 Day, and it still moves me.
Okay.
Even if I don't think it's like fire necessarily, but like I can't listen to that project anymore.
I had to make sure you're
and what's crazy is the singles preceding it, all good.
Yeah, they were.
All of them.
And
then I was just like, where you didn't even...
How did we get here?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was surprised no one picked him, actually.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, he doesn't have that many... Like, it would have been, what, like 4-ish things?
Yeah, we would have had to include the mixtapes.
Yeah,
Well, I guess he branded them all as mixtapes.
Anyways.
No, for sure. 5, I had It Was Good Until It Wasn't.
Oh, you're tripping for real? I'm sorry, you're tripping for real.
I really liked the James Blake feature. That was my favorite song. I really like James Blake.
I love James Blake.
He did a great job. I wish the whole project sounded like Open. Does that make sense?
Okay, I do get that, and I love Open, but I don't want to say where.
Yeah. Don't tell me the full counter yet. But you're obviously opposed to that place.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
And I don't know. I think compared to the things I have, it could have been 4. It could have been 4 reasonably, and I wouldn't have been mad at that. But for what I have 3, 2, 1, I think it'll make sense for my palette.
Yeah, I got you.
And so number 4, I also have You Should Be Here. That was one of the ones I didn't hear as it came out. So it was like going back to it, I was reintroduced to her being a little less refined than she presently is, and so it made it a bit tougher of a listen, though I do like a few of the songs. I really like Wanted. Yeah, that's a really good song. I still go back to, and Bright is really nice as well.
Bright is really good. There's one song on there. What is it? Yeah, it's like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
What's the one that's like? I was like, I can't even think of the names of anything. Anyways.
No, it's all good. So I'm assuming, since we had the same things in the other two spots, that it was good until it wasn't is, you know, your biggest gripe. And so, without revealing where you have it in your top three, but obviously we know by process of elimination it's in there. Now, why do you feel like it's too low on my list?
Oh my God, I feel like the writing on it was, well, first I think it didn't get like a lot of I mean, obviously a lot of people listened to it and a lot of people loved it, but I think it came out at a time, I mean, it was the pandemic. Like, I think she shot most of the videos and stuff herself. Like, she learned how to like shoot videos and all this shit like during the pandemic, got a camera, did all this stuff. So I was like, I don't know, I take that into account, but also
see, and that's part of
it's like he's like, I don't know that part. But yeah, I don't know, I think the writing is really good. I don't know if that's one of the first times I realized that like Destin Conrad was a writer. And so like I would listen to some of the songs and I'd be like, who the fuck helped? Like the end of Open, like Passionate, Destin wrote that whole like part. Like I just feel like their writing, Ombre wrote a lot too on there. I don't know. The writing on there was so good that I was like, bruh, no skips. Like I could listen to this whole album and be like, this is so good. But I'll accept. I'll take it.
No, I mean, you know, I mean, something had to be somewhere, so
that's facts.
It's all good. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back, talk some more Taylor, get the top three. Hopefully, you know, I do the top three justice, and we'll see what happens. So we'll see y'all in a second.
Yep. Then pop it to start. Start now.
Not that good.
Yes, it is. No. You don't know what these other people be doing here. 40 is.
I was nervous.
You're in the like upper 70%.
I'm screaming.
You'll be surprised what your peers are out here doing. All right, we're back with Taylor the Tech Whiz for helping me out. Had a few technical difficulties. Memory card was doing weird stuff, you know. I didn't even know you could reformat it in this way, so
shout out to Khalil. No, the dude who owns RDK, he's taught me everything that I know.
We're passing the knowledge along, you know. That's the only way to get it done. And so we're here with TaylorTooWavey once again, host and creator of Dead or Alive. And so I also found out recently, because I didn't know that you were an artist manager.
Like everybody says that.
Well, you know, it's not the most front-facing thing in your online presence.
That's true. So. And I just started doing it again, to be fair.
Right. So I guess we'll start there. And how did you, start doing it to begin with? And maybe what's different this time around, since I know you took like a break from doing it?
How did I start in general? I don't know. When I was in college, I really wanted to do something in music. I cannot sing. I can't. I mean, I could have attempted to produce all that stuff, but I also really do like administrative work, as weird as that seems. I don't know. I just kind of enjoy doing it, especially if it's something I care about.
Right.
And I was very much so like within the music scene. Like all my friends basically were artists. I was just around all the time. So I think one day I put in my like Twitter bio, it was like aspiring artist manager or something like that. And my friend Bueno, shout out to Sensei Bueno. He hit me up. He wasn't my friend at the time, actually. I didn't know him, but he hit me up and he was like, oh, I'm working with this artist named Nybrix. and we really need help, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you want to come meet us and talk and blah, blah, blah. And I met them, and it was really cool. I knew her brother already, though, so I was like, oh, she's obviously going to be super cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how it started initially. How'd I get back into it? I don't know. I guess I didn't really stop. I was still kind of, like, on artist teams. I'm sorry, I keep burping. The White Claws are kidding me. I was still, like, on artist teams, like, helping out and stuff, but how I kind of got into it with Wiley, well, I mean, we've been friends for a very long time, like, or not very long, but like since 2015, 2016.
That's very long.
I guess it is. It's
2023.
But yeah, we just been like homies, like every show. I probably sit with him and his team and like everybody and talk for most of the show and then watch them and then hang out with them after. But I think he had the show, the Teddy Swim show that he did, the little Christmas, what's it called? Kegsmas. And after that, like we all went out to eat. Like I went out to eat with him, Louise, his girlfriend Katrina, and we were like, he was like, yeah, what do you like think about like maybe, you know, being on a team, blah blah blah. And I was like, I'll think about it. And then as time went on, I was like, damn, that would be really cool. And so we met up one day and we talked about it, and that is how we are where we are.
The rest is history.
The rest is history, I suppose.
And you know, you do that, and I'm sure you have other aspirations as well. Do you have any other spaces in the music industry that you're, you know, working toward or would desire to operate in?
I really want to do tour management, like really bad. But with my current job, like I'm an app developer. I don't want to say where my job is, but I'm an app developer. So I obviously like doing that. I would have to be able to also work and travel, but I would just like to not do a corporate job anymore before I like explore
Right. No, that
other
makes sense.
stuff. But I don't know. I feel like there's so many things that you can do in like the music industry that I just want to hone down on one thing and be like, okay, I'm really good at this. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I tell people this all the time. Whenever I'm at the point where I can operate on a larger scale, I really want to do like a traveling set of seminars for like high schoolers.
Oh, that'd be super dope.
Because I had no idea that a lot of these jobs existed. And if I did, I know for sure I would have picked one.
Exactly.
You know, it was just, I just thought, you make music, you make beats, you're an agent, that's it. And so it was just like, once I even knew, like you said, what a tour manager was, I was just like, wow, what a cool job. Like, I'm not one of those people who's super fiscally driven, so it was like, I don't need $1 billion. Like, it would just be cool to, you know, operate in the space on a day-to-day like that. So I think that's a cool job to shoot for. I think Jelani was the first person to tell me like that was a thing.
Really?
And I was like, oh man.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I mean, and you would never think of it unless you were like around a bunch of music people all the time. But like, it's like somebody has to do all this shit on the tour and keep everybody in check and make sure X, Y, Z. One of my friends from high school, she's like a really good tour manager. She manages artists as well. Shout out to Felicia. But I think that was one of the first times where I was like, oh my God, I wish that I like had aspired to do something like that instead of app development.
Other things. Yeah.
But anyways.
App development is kind of cool in the way that it's so difficult. Like,
yeah. No, I don't know if that makes it cool.
Well, I like the idea of having a long project and then seeing it done at the end.
Okay, I feel that. I just think,
in that way.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna share.
Yeah, that's all good. So I saw at Shamba's album party. You were doing Dead or Alive live.
Yeah, I did. I think that's the last time No.
There was another one outside, right?
At Ben's.
Yes.
At Save Fest.
Yep, Save Fest. Yeah, you were doing that live. You took the show on the road. And so what made you, you know, take that next step and branch into, you know, doing it in the studio space to doing it as a live?
I don't know. It just felt like there's ways. I just feel like there's a bunch of ways that I could expand on like what I'm already doing. So I was like, it would be really cool to do it live. Granted, it's like, it's kind of a lot to do it in that like setting. One, there's so much music.
Very noisy.
People, like, I don't know, everybody's drunk in a sense. So, like, it's just a lot going on all the time. I don't know. And I tried to make it, like, a format where it would be, like, a reel type thing. So I was trying to make it, you know, they change the time of, like, reels and TikToks all the time. But
right.
I was trying to make it, like, a minute. So, which would be very hard because then people will just start talking,
rambling.
And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. But I don't know. I think it would be cool if I continued it. I'm just trying to like hone down on what exactly, because I want it to be more than just being like, who would you meet, dead or alive? Because I feel like that's boring every 2 seconds to be like, who would you meet? Who would you meet? Who would you meet? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to like perfect it before I continuously do it again.
No, that makes perfect sense.
So we'll see.
And so would you ever, I don't know, in my mind, I just picture it like in a big space, but like not in the crowd. So like if someone partnered with you and was like, can you do that like over here? As like, not like a booth, but you know, in the same way that you would get a vendor, would you do something like that?
I think that would make it easier to do if I didn't have to like go around, and because I was doing it before, I was kind of like recruiting people in the crowd, like, hey, do you want to come do this? And, like,
that's how I ended up doing my answer. I think I said Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you did. As one of the people that you weren't supposed to say.
Oh, I didn't know at the time. I didn't know.
I'm just kidding.
That's so funny. I forgot about that.
But yeah, I would do it in like, I think it would be cooler to do it in like a specific like corner, and it's like come up if you want to do it, and if you don't, whatever. But somebody has asked me to do it like live before, but I don't know. I don't know. I get overly shy in front of like a crowd of people, so I don't know if I could ever do that.
Oh, I'm sure you could do it.
Nah, I'd be like, my heart be pounding in my chest. I'd just be saying whatever. I'd like black out and be like, what happened? What
That's
did I say?
funny. Nah, you'd be fine. You'd be fine.
Thanks.
And so, let's go ahead and knock out that top half of your list. Let's see what Kehlani albums you got at the top.
All right.
From 3.
Number 3, While We Wait, which is technically, I guess, not an album. It was more EP, but I think it was really good. The Music Soul Child feature was crazy. Black feature, the song with the Black feature is one of the best Kehlani songs, I think. I think Nights Like This was on there too.
That's my favorite one. That's
like,
the one. That's probably I don't know if it's my favorite song of hers, but it's up there.
So good. It's oof. So that's number 3. I love While We Wait. I think it was so good. I also think, I don't know, it's weird to think about the level of like me. I'm like, it didn't get enough success, but it's like you are one of the biggest probably like pop stars. So
right.
I guess it did, but okay. Number 2 is Blue Water Road, which was the one that recently just dropped. I have listened to it so many times. I think it's so good. I think the ending, it's 3 songs at the end. I don't know which order they're in, but it's like Tangerine, Everything, and what's the other one? Tangerine, Everything.
Wondering.
And no, the one before that. Everything, Tangerine.
Here, look, I brought it.
Oh, my bad. Oh, Melt.
Oh, yeah.
I think Melt is like that 3-song run is so pretty to me. I'm like, this is beautiful. I love Blue Water Road. And I think, I don't know what else to say about it besides that I love it. And that's that. And then my number 1 is the one you really was trying me on. It was good until it wasn't. It's one of the best fucking projects, I'm telling you, bro.
I'm going to have to get back into it. I'm going to have to, I did listen to it twice in the last 2 weeks, but I'm going to give it another spin around the block.
Serial Lover? Like, what? Those songs are so good too. Like, Serial Lover is just so, the writing on there, I just love it so much. I'm like, okay, you got me. Like, you're going to be in my top 100 songs every year on fucking Spotify because I love it. But that's my list.
All right. Well, hope I don't
disappoint
you too much with my top 3. But at 3, I have Sweet Sexy Savage. I think it was cool. And this was the one that, like, put her really, truly on my radar. Yeah. I felt like, it had the hit songs that, like you said, they did have a bit of cheesiness to it in spots. But, like, I don't know. I thought it was goofy, and it was kind of, like, fun. It was, like, fun music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes her albums can be a little dense. Yeah. And so I thought just for where it slots in her catalog as a whole, it's probably the lightest album she has. Mm-hmm. And from that standpoint, I, like, appreciate it because it kind of, like, stands out amongst the group.
It does.
And so that's kind of why I have it so high. It's just it's a nice change of pace for the Kehlani experience,
No, I feel it.
Even though, like, objectively, I would probably agree that a few of them are a bit
It's
higher.
just like the song "Crazy" that's on there.
Yeah.
I feel okay,
Yeah,
of course
it feels like a song for high schoolers for sure.
I don't think that she likes it. I remember one day she tweeted, she was like, "I'm not performing that shit again, bro." And I was like, "Okay, we're here. We're on the same page."
But it did what it was supposed to do at the time.
Exactly.
So.
It was on the radio.
Exactly.
You know?
So 2 for me was While We Wait. Similar reasons. I tend to lean toward concise projects.
Mm-hmm.
I think the perfect album length is like 42 to 35 minutes ish. So, that was cool. It's pretty short. Yeah, I'm annoying. I like now that Apple has the thing on the bottom of the times. I just noticed the trend where I'd be like, oh, everything I go back and listen to the most is like 40 minutes.
Facts. Okay.
Yeah, so While We Wait was great. Like you said, I really liked the Ty Dolla $ign's feature.
Very good.
Music Soul Child. It was cool. It was very, like I said, concise. Got in, got out, point got across.
Literally.
Nice balance, very smooth. And 1, I actually have Blue Water Roads.
Okay, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at that at all.
No, it's cool. It felt very mature.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like she's at the point in her artistry where we're so far removed from like the kitty bop pop stuff, and this just felt like the music of a seasoned veteran, someone who still has things to say, but it's just very much more refined. It was both groovy and it kind of felt like some classic R&B.
Yeah.
It just kind of fits in with the story of R&B. It doesn't sound like current in that way. Like it feels like inspired by things of the past, and so it was just like a good take on a sound that just felt very classic to me. And so I feel like that's why I really liked it. I really liked Wish I Never. It just sounds like it should be on everybody's barbecue playlist,
Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
I think that was the one. I don't know if that's the one sample, but obviously that song. I don't know what song it sampled. I can't think. Even though I should know, I feel crazy not to know what song.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Even matter, but yeah, no.
So yeah, how do you feel about that top 3? Did I do better than the bottom 3?
I'm not mad at it, honestly. I do really I can't even be mad at you about Sweet Sexy Savage, because I fucking love that shit. Whenever I'm like, I need a lighthearted thing to listen to, I'm like, I love this so much. It's so wholesome. It's just some songs I'm like, okay, this is enough. It was
better for you then.
Yeah, at the time I was like, oh my God, I love this so much, blah, 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 but...
And you grew up with
Yeah,
her.
You know what I mean? I'm like, we're maturing,
exactly.
so then I'm like, that's probably why it's not like number 1 for me, because I'm like, okay, now I like the more we're really getting into just being very I don't know, we're older, we're growing up. She's talking about more important topics than just,
Exactly. So I agree. That's pretty much it. So that's Kalani. That's Kalani's albums in the way that we see them. I would like for you all to tell me whose list you think was better in the comments. I think I did a pretty good job. Taylor did too, but I like to win stuff.
I'm screaming. Everybody vote for me. This is the first one. Y'all better vote for me.
If I start off with an L, that would just be...
No, that's not my fault.
I'm about to guilt trip these people.
I'm about to literally campaign. Everybody go comment that mine is better. Don't y'all do this to me.
That's so funny. Oh, that'd be so unfortunate. All right, so I'm sure... Well, I know for a fact, without knowing for a fact, that... you just won't reveal who you would meet dead or alive. And that's fine, But what circumstances would have to be met in life and the world in general for you to release your list?
I don't know. Somebody asked me that yesterday when I did another podcast, and I was like, I'm not telling you, but I don't know. I was like, if I end the show ever, then at the end I'd say it. I feel like one day I'm just gonna be like, you know what, whatever. Maybe 100th episode is
like a milestone type. How some people do face reveal.
Yeah. I don't know though. I also don't really have a list made up in my head, and I think the more that I hear other people's answers, I'm like.
Constantly shaping yours.
Damn, y'all are profound as fuck. Me, I'm saying all silly, just artists and stuff, but I'm like, I could get deeper and do this and do that, which isn't fair.
Yeah, didn't Miller say Maya Angelou? And I was just oh snap,
that's
not the direction I was going at all when I was thinking as a viewer.
Well, people be saying some deep shit, and I'm like, oh, I'm not.
There's levels to this.
Yeah, I'm I'm not thinking of it in the way I should. So, I don't know. I think. It just has to be like something special, even though it probably doesn't even matter that much. But like,
No, it matters to us. As a viewer, I'm telling you, it matters to us.
Like, tell me right now.
I'm like, I'm really just like making sure, that's in addition to it being a great show. I'm also like, just in case she said it on this episode, let me make sure I'm tapped into all of them in case she slipped that in there and didn't tell nobody.
No, I would never. I refuse to do it. I don't know. I think now because so many people ask me, I'm like,
it's
I'm
more fun to be like, yeah.
I'm not saying anything, like whatever.
No, that's really cool. So yeah, what do you have next? What's going on in the near future for you?
Ooh, good question. Life. I don't know. Really just more Dead or Alive. More, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting more busy because of like artist management type things, which I really enjoy. I like to stay busy, but besides that, I don't know. I'm just trying to learn more. Oop, I thought I was about to knock this over.
That's all this is wiry.
Trying to learn more, I don't know. I feel like there's so many things, like you were saying, that you could do in like the music industry. So I really do want to tap into like event planning and like, I don't know, stage management, stuff like that. So who knows? It's all a journey. We shall see. I have no idea.
For sure. Well, like I said, thank you again. You did, in fact, you and Hot Ones inspired this podcast inception. So it was an honor to have you as the first guest. I really appreciate it.
I'm honored.
And so, that's all I got for you today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you as well. And so don't forget to vote. Don't forget to check out Taylor's page. All the info will be down there and stuff. You click all the things, follow her on all the places. And that's it. We'll see you guys soon. And I don't know, be safe. Drink some water. Allergy shots and stuff. I just found out those existed. Get those if you're out here sneezing on people.
It'll change your life, I swear. I swear to God, allergy shots are life changers. Anyways.
And so that's it. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
All right, so you good? All right.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
I'm trying not to look at your notes. Reading the notes.
White Claw. I want a beer. Everybody else just wants fucking water.
They're hydrating. I fuck with it. Me, I'm like, nah, I gotta get a little.
I tried it. I